Welcome to Audiobook Zone. Have you ever considered how your thoughts shape your reality? Every thought you entertain has the power to influence your emotions, actions, and ultimately, the direction of your life. Many of us go through life without realizing that our mindset controls far more than we think. By shifting the way we think, we can unlock our full potential and create lasting change in every area of our lives. In You Become What You Think, by Shubham Kumar, the author takes us on a journey of self-discovery, revealing how our thoughts play a crucial role in determining our happiness, success, and personal growth. Through insights drawn from ancient philosophies, modern psychology, and mindfulness practices, this book provides practical strategies to help you master your thoughts and transform your life. Whether you're looking to improve your mental health, strengthen your relationships, or simply find more purpose in your daily life, this book offers actionable advice to help you harness the power of your mind. By learning to control your thoughts, you can reshape your world and become the person you aspire to be. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe to the channel and like the video to support our next video. Part 1. Happiness and Mindfulness. The main focus of Part 1 is on living in the present, letting go of distractions from the past and future, and embracing mindfulness as a path to true happiness. The key insights and practical methods revolve around focusing on the present, grounding yourself through mindfulness, and finding happiness in simplicity. Life is a series of present moments. We often spend time in regret over the past or anxiety about the future, but the present is all we truly have. The essence of happiness lies in understanding that life is a series of present moments. Dwelling on the past brings regret, and worrying about the future fuels anxiety, neither of which helps in achieving progress or happiness. Instead, focusing on the present moment, engaging fully in whatever you're doing, is the foundation for leading a fulfilled life. A practical tip is to ground yourself in the moment by consciously focusing on what's happening around you. For instance, if you are feeling overwhelmed, try taking deep breaths and repeating a calming mantra to bring your attention back to the present. Eckhart Tolle's insight underscores the importance of making the now the primary focus of life. Doing so allows us to concentrate on solutions in the present, rather than getting stuck in the past or future. Grounding through breath and body awareness. Modern life often leads to a disconnect between our minds and bodies. We're physically in one place but mentally elsewhere, worrying or overthinking. A powerful way to stay grounded in the present is through mindfulness techniques such as meditation, mindful breathing, or walking. These practices help bridge the gap between mind and body. Mindful breathing exercises, especially during stressful times, help bring our focus back to the present. For example, close your eyes, focus on your breathing, and count each inhale and exhale. This action calms both the mind and body, enabling you to release anxiety and return to the present moment. When we fully appreciate what our body is doing, its movements, breath, and energy, we can better manage our daily stress. One exercise involves scanning the body for areas of tension, then focusing on releasing that tension with calm, deep breaths. Mindfulness and happiness. True happiness is found in mindfulness, not in material possessions. We often think material wealth or achievements will make us happy, but true joy comes from being fully aware of the present moment and appreciating the beauty around us. Simple activities, such as walking or enjoying nature, offer opportunities for mindfulness and bring about happiness by allowing us to engage with the present. When you practice mindfulness, you'll start noticing the beauty in simple things, a blooming flower, a warm breeze, or the quiet of a morning walk. By embracing mindfulness, we allow happiness to enter our lives in natural ways and share that joy with others. Building compassion through mindfulness. Another critical point in the path to happiness is building compassion for both ourselves and others. Mindful meditation isn't about mastering complex postures or sitting for long periods, it's about cultivating awareness of the present. When we see ourselves as connected with the world around us, we become more empathetic and compassionate toward others. Mindfulness meditation helps us develop compassion, resilience, and joy by allowing us to heal from past traumas and focus on the present. You can easily incorporate mindfulness into your daily life, mindful walking on your way to work or mindful breathing between stressful activities. This practice not only relaxes the body but also promotes emotional healing and strengthens empathy. Happiness through sharing love. True love grows when shared with others, and happiness is its fuel. We can only give love to others when we ourselves are content. The analogy of salt in water demonstrates that when our hearts are small, minor irritations can upset us. However, when our hearts are open, empathy and compassion flow naturally. This expansion of love comes from our own internal happiness, which is deeply rooted in mindfulness. Sharing happiness with others helps it multiply. By focusing on opening your heart and sharing love with others, you contribute to a cycle of positivity and fulfillment, both for yourself and those around you. To summarize, the first part of this book emphasizes the importance of mindfulness and being present. By practicing mindfulness, focusing on the present, and sharing love with others, we cultivate happiness from within. Grounding ourselves in the moment and appreciating simple pleasures allow us to break free from the chains of regret and anxiety. As we connect with ourselves, we also develop compassion for others, and that connection becomes a source of joy and fulfillment. Practical methods like mindful breathing, body awareness, and small acts of kindness help us maintain this connection to happiness and inner peace in our everyday lives. Part 2: Habits and Personal Growth. The journey to personal growth begins with establishing small, meaningful habits that, when practiced consistently, build toward significant change. Rather than aiming for monumental transformations, focusing on tiny, incremental steps ensures steady progress. For instance, if your goal is to develop a reading habit, you could start by reading just 2 pages each day. Over time, this builds momentum, making it easier to incorporate more extensive reading as a daily practice. To implement new habits effectively, it helps to make them as manageable and straightforward as possible. This approach reduces the mental resistance that often accompanies new routines. For example, if you want to start exercising, aim to do a few minutes daily rather than committing to a long workout immediately. The compounding effect: how tiny changes lead to big results. One of the most powerful aspects of habit formation is the compounding effect. Small changes might feel insignificant at first, but over time, they can lead to substantial personal growth. Improving by just 1% each day might not seem like much, but over a year, these small gains add up remarkably. This approach shifts focus from immediate outcomes to gradual progress, which is more sustainable and impactful in the long run. The secret to leveraging this compounding effect lies in consistency. Regular practice helps integrate new habits seamlessly into your routine, turning them from conscious actions into automatic behaviors that require minimal effort. A single day's progress may be small, but the accumulated result over time is transformative. Strategies for forming lasting habits. Creating new habits is easier when they are obvious and rewarding. This can be achieved through a few strategies. 1. Habit stacking. Pairing a new habit with an existing one increases the likelihood of consistency. For example, if you want to practice gratitude daily, you might decide to list 3 things you're grateful for immediately after brushing your teeth each morning. 2. Cue routine reward loop. This model, often called the habit loop, involves setting up a cue, a trigger that initiates the behavior, a routine, the behavior itself, and a reward, something enjoyable that reinforces the behavior. For instance, if you want to meditate daily, set an alarm, cue, meditate, routine, and reward yourself with a small treat, like a cup of tea, afterward. 3. Positive reinforcement. Rewarding yourself for sticking to a habit builds motivation. You could keep a journal or chart to track progress and celebrate small milestones, which provides a psychological boost and reinforces the habit. Designing a morning routine for personal success. A structured morning routine is often a pillar of personal growth, setting the tone for a productive day. The 20/20/20 rule, a concept from productivity coaching, suggests spending the first hour of your day with 3 activities: 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of reflection or meditation, and 20 minutes of learning or skill building. This structured approach engages the mind and body, ensuring you start the day energized, focused, and ready to take on new challenges. Prioritizing sleep is essential to support a productive morning routine. Setting a consistent bedtime and limiting screen time before bed promotes better rest, ensuring you have the energy to follow through with morning goals. Consistent routines help anchor these habits in your day-to-day life, eventually making them automatic. Momentum and self-discipline. Momentum plays a crucial role in maintaining growth habits. Once a habit is established, continuing it requires less mental effort, allowing you to use that energy for new challenges. For example, if you have built the habit of working out daily, adding a short meditation session afterward becomes more manageable because you're already in the routine mindset. Maintaining momentum involves practicing self-discipline and setting realistic goals. It's also beneficial to start with small goals, gradually increasing them as your momentum builds. Self-compassion is essential when you miss a day. Rather than giving up, treat it as a minor setback and continue from where you left off. Long-term commitment and adaptation. Personal growth is a lifelong journey that requires adapting habits as you evolve. Once a habit feels secure, you can add new ones or expand on existing ones. Flexibility allows you to adjust goals based on changing circumstances while still staying aligned with your overarching growth vision. An essential part of long-term growth is tracking progress and periodically reviewing goals. This reflection provides a sense of accomplishment and helps identify areas where you might want to adjust your routines. You could, for instance, shift the focus from learning new skills to deepening existing ones once you've built a strong foundation. Part 3: Stoic Philosophy. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the belief that the mind is our most valuable possession. External circumstances may change, but our thoughts, perspectives, and ability to cultivate inner calm remain within our control. A stable, peaceful mind can weather life's storms, allowing us to handle both adversity and success with balance and dignity. Practicing tranquility through regular self-reflection, meditation, or quiet time helps anchor the mind, creating resilience in the face of daily challenges. A practical approach is to schedule moments of solitude or meditation, where you can declutter your thoughts and focus on cultivating inner peace. By doing this consistently, you learn to make decisions from a place of calm and avoid being swept up by temporary frustrations or anxieties. Controlling what we can, letting go of the rest. One of the most essential Stoic insights is recognizing what is within our control and what isn't. Worry and frustration often arise from focusing on elements beyond our influence, like other people's opinions or random life events. By shifting attention to our responses and actions, we empower ourselves to navigate life calmly. When confronted with a challenging situation, practice pausing and asking, "Is this within my control?" Focusing only on what you can influence and letting go of the rest brings clarity and mental freedom. For instance, if you're anxious about a project deadline, recognize that while the timeline may be fixed, how you approach your tasks and manage your time is within your control. This mental shift reduces stress and helps you stay grounded in action rather than worry. The power of living simply. Simplicity is a cornerstone of Stoic happiness. True wealth is found in having few desires and appreciating what we already have rather than constantly seeking more. This approach helps cultivate gratitude and reduces dependence on material possessions. Living simply doesn't mean renouncing all comforts but practicing contentment with less. Occasionally, practice minimalism by assessing areas where you could reduce excess, whether it's limiting shopping sprees, decluttering your space, or focusing on essential possessions. This practice not only relieves stress but also instills a deep sense of peace, as you come to value life experiences over material objects. As Seneca wisely noted, wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants. Acceptance of unchangeable events. Stoicism encourages acceptance as a way to maintain mental stability. Life will inevitably present setbacks, losses, and disappointments. Instead of resisting these events or being overwhelmed by them, Stoics advocate for embracing them as part of life's natural flow. Acceptance doesn't imply resignation but rather the willingness to face reality without excessive emotional distress. A helpful exercise is to mentally prepare for the possibility of setbacks, viewing them as opportunities to practice resilience and patience. For example, if you face a traffic delay, rather than feeling frustrated, try reframing it as extra time for listening to an audiobook or practicing mindfulness. This habit can help transform moments of irritation into opportunities for personal growth. Pursuit of truth and rationality. Living authentically, according to Stoicism, requires a commitment to truth and rationality. Instead of being swayed by others' expectations, cultivate inner wisdom and seek truth from within. Practicing rational thinking and making decisions based on personal values rather than societal pressures or the need to impress others lead to genuine contentment. Rather than following popular trends, ask yourself if a particular decision aligns with your core values. This approach keeps your actions grounded and self-driven. For instance, if you're considering a career shift based on passion but fear judgment, reflect on whether staying in your current path aligns with your personal truth. Stoicism teaches that by remaining true to our principles, we free ourselves from superficial concerns and live more fulfilled lives. Embracing change and letting go of fear. Life is constantly changing, and resisting this reality often leads to unnecessary pain. Stoic philosophy teaches that acceptance is essential for peace. By accepting that change is inevitable, we can approach new challenges with flexibility and resilience rather than fear. Epictetus reminds us that much of our anxiety stems from trying to control what we cannot. In times of uncertainty, instead of fearing potential outcomes, we can choose to trust in our ability to handle whatever comes. Accepting the impermanent nature of things, whether relationships, possessions, or even our own lives, enables us to live with greater freedom. When faced with change, remind yourself that everything is temporary. This mindset encourages adaptability and reduces the fear of loss, allowing you to engage fully with life as it unfolds. Part 4: Mental Health. This section emphasizes the importance of understanding and managing our mental health. Here are the key insights and strategies for enhancing mental well-being. Recognizing harmful habits and low moods. Sometimes, when we're feeling low, we may unconsciously choose actions that worsen our mood. For instance, reaching out for comfort in ways that bring temporary relief, such as overeating, excessive drinking, or avoiding responsibilities, can lead to prolonged negative feelings. Instead, engaging in healthy activities, like exercising or taking a mindful walk, releases endorphins that boost mood more sustainably. Understanding that moods fluctuate and low days are natural is crucial. Being aware of how low moods influence our choices can empower us to make better decisions that support long-term well-being. This self-awareness helps break the cycle of harmful behaviors that keep us feeling down. Make a list of healthy actions, such as taking a walk or reading, to turn to during low moods. Keeping these options accessible can make it easier to choose positive behaviors when emotions are challenging. The value of stress: a tool, not an enemy. Stress isn't inherently harmful. It can serve as a motivating force, pushing us to achieve goals and develop resilience. Recognizing stress as a useful tool rather than something to avoid can be transformative. Instead of eliminating stress, we can learn to manage it and channel it productively. Chronic stress, however, can lead to burnout and physical issues if left unmanaged. Symptoms such as headaches, fatigue, and muscle tension are signs that it's time to prioritize rest and recovery. Balancing periods of stress with relaxation and nourishing activities, like exercise or creative hobbies, can help maintain mental health and prevent exhaustion. Schedule regular, stress check-ins where you assess your stress level. Incorporate short breaks, exercise, and relaxation to keep stress in check and prevent burnout. Pursuing meaning over happiness. The concept of happiness as a constant state is misleading. Happiness is an emotion, not a permanent destination. Trying to remain in a state of perpetual happiness can lead to frustration and self-criticism. Instead, aligning actions with personal values offers a more fulfilling path. Determining and living by our values provides a sense of purpose that sustains us through life's ups and downs. Values serve as a compass for decision-making, guiding us even during challenging times. This approach encourages us to focus on what truly matters, providing motivation and resilience. Identify your core values by asking what matters most to you. Use these values as guiding principles for decisions, especially during difficult moments. This practice offers a sense of stability beyond fleeting emotions. Managing negative self-talk. Negative self-talk often arises in moments of frustration or sadness, intensifying feelings of self-doubt and shame. Cultivating self-compassion is essential to mental well-being, as it allows us to respond to setbacks gently rather than with harsh criticism. By treating ourselves with the same kindness we would offer to a friend, we can foster a supportive inner dialogue that promotes resilience. One effective method is to replace negative self-talk with compassionate self-talk, viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than as personal failures. This mental shift builds emotional resilience, allowing us to handle future challenges with greater confidence. Practice self-compassion by observing your inner dialogue. When you notice negative thoughts, replace them with encouraging words, focusing on your strengths and progress. Setting healthy boundaries. Setting and enforcing boundaries is fundamental to maintaining mental health. Boundaries allow us to protect our energy and prioritize personal needs without guilt. For example, learning to say no when needed preserves emotional and physical resources, preventing burnout and resentment. Establishing these boundaries also creates healthier relationships, as it clarifies expectations and reduces miscommunication. Strong boundaries can be especially helpful in managing social and professional commitments, allowing time for self-care and personal growth. While saying no may feel uncomfortable initially, it is a powerful way to ensure well-being. Start by identifying situations where you feel drained or stressed. Set clear boundaries in these areas, and remember that no is a complete sentence. Practice this regularly to reinforce self-care and personal priorities. Reframing problems with a growth mindset. Viewing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles is a powerful way to maintain mental health. Shifting perspective from problem-focused thinking to solution-focused thinking encourages resilience. For instance, instead of seeing a setback as a failure, viewing it as a learning experience can reduce self-criticism and boost confidence. A growth mindset also involves recognizing that past experiences shape current reactions. Understanding that reactions are learned responses opens the door to change, helping us respond to challenges more constructively. By reframing problems, we empower ourselves to find solutions rather than becoming overwhelmed. When faced with a challenge, pause and ask, "What can I learn from this?" Emphasize growth and resilience, and remind yourself that every setback is an opportunity for improvement. Part 5: Relationships. The essence of love. True love extends beyond attraction or shared interests. It is composed of 4 fundamental elements: joy, equanimity, compassion, and loving-kindness. Joy is the deep contentment that radiates from within and naturally spreads to those around us. When we experience genuine joy, we want to share it, enriching our relationships. Equanimity is the ability to embrace inclusiveness, where we see the needs and pains of others as our own, fostering deep empathy. Compassion enables us to perceive suffering in others, motivating us to provide support and understanding. Loving kindness, meanwhile, is the practice of actively wishing well for others, using mindfulness to bring them happiness and ease their burdens. These elements combine to create a nurturing, fulfilling relationship based on understanding and support. A practical approach is to be mindful of sharing joy, especially during moments of happiness, by expressing gratitude and creating shared, positive experiences. Simple acts, such as sharing a meal or celebrating achievements, reinforce the bond and bring joy to both parties. Cultivating self-connection as the foundation for healthy relationships. To genuinely connect with others, one must first understand and connect with oneself. In our fast-paced lives, technology often serves as a distraction, pulling us away from meaningful self-reflection and disconnecting us from our inner thoughts and feelings. Although social media and constant interaction may seem like ways to stay connected, they can actually heighten feelings of isolation and anxiety. Building a fulfilling relationship begins with self-acceptance and understanding. By dedicating time to self-reflection and mindfulness, we gain insight into our needs, values, and strengths. This self-awareness allows us to communicate openly and empathetically with others, forming connections rooted in authenticity. Taking time each day to practice mindfulness, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply spending a few quiet moments, strengthens our ability to be present and fosters deeper relationships with others. The importance of setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on respect for each other's boundaries. Boundaries protect our well-being and enable us to engage with others meaningfully without losing sight of our own needs. Setting boundaries doesn't imply distancing oneself, instead, it ensures that relationships are balanced, respectful, and supportive. For instance, if someone continually expects you to be available for advice or favors, setting boundaries might mean explaining your need for personal time without guilt. Saying no, respectfully yet firmly, can help maintain mental peace, leaving room for meaningful connections based on mutual respect. Recognizing when a relationship crosses your boundaries empowers you to protect your mental and emotional health. Generosity in relationships. Generosity in relationships involves sharing not only material things but also time, attention, and kindness. When we feel joy, sharing it with others enriches both parties and creates a cycle of positive energy. A generous spirit strengthens relationships, helping us approach each interaction with kindness and understanding. To practice generosity, consider expressing appreciation openly, offering help without expecting anything in return, or actively listening to someone's concerns. Even small gestures like a genuine compliment or a thoughtful check-in can enhance connections and foster trust. Generosity does not mean overextending oneself but rather finding small ways to show that you care. Embracing empathy and forgiveness. Empathy and forgiveness are crucial for long-lasting relationships. Holding on to resentment or focusing on faults can create emotional barriers that prevent genuine connection. Empathy allows us to see situations from another's perspective, nurturing patience and understanding. Forgiveness, on the other hand, helps us let go of grievances that can weigh down relationships. Practicing forgiveness doesn't mean overlooking harmful behavior but choosing to release anger and create space for healing. Regularly practicing empathy can involve small actions, like reframing a misunderstanding from the other person's point of view, which can soften disagreements and foster compassion. Part 6: Human Psychology. Recognizing and overcoming emotional bias. One essential insight in psychology is the tendency to favor being right over seeking truth. Often, our views are shaped by biases that stem from our need for validation and security. This emotional bias can limit our ability to understand situations objectively, especially when we feel strongly about our opinions. A practical way to overcome this is by adopting a scientist mindset, approaching ideas with curiosity, gathering evidence, and remaining open to changing our views. This shift from defending our beliefs to exploring possibilities fosters a more balanced and insightful perspective. For example, instead of arguing to prove a point in a discussion, ask questions to better understand the other person's viewpoint. This openness encourages critical thinking, reduces conflict, and enriches relationships by focusing on learning rather than winning. The two systems of thought, fast and slow thinking. Our thinking processes can be divided into two systems, commonly referred to as System 1 and System 2. System 1 is fast, intuitive, and relies on automatic responses based on past experiences, which can be useful for quick decisions. System 2, however, is slow and analytical, requiring more effort and focus for complex situations. While System 1 often helps us respond quickly, it can lead to cognitive biases or snap judgments. By consciously engaging System 2 when making important decisions, we can counteract these biases, allowing for more rational, thoughtful outcomes. For instance, when faced with a financial decision, take a moment to consider the pros and cons rather than making a quick, emotional choice. By slowing down, we allow ourselves to see the situation clearly and make a more informed decision. Embracing confident humility. Confident humility involves the ability to recognize our strengths while being open to new perspectives and acknowledging our limits. This trait is key to wisdom and growth, as it encourages us to question our assumptions and adapt as we learn more. Confident humility allows us to welcome constructive criticism, which can enhance our self-awareness and lead to personal and professional growth. To cultivate confident humility, invite feedback from trusted friends or colleagues and treat it as a learning opportunity. When we allow others to challenge our ideas, we broaden our understanding and refine our skills, leading to improved confidence without the rigidity of self-righteousness. Memory and the role of narratives. Our beliefs and decisions are heavily influenced by memory and how we make sense of experiences. We often build narratives that connect events, emotions, and outcomes, creating a personal worldview. This tendency can lead to biases, as our mind selects memories that align with our established beliefs. Recognizing this helps us avoid getting trapped in our subjective stories, allowing for a more objective, reality-based perspective. For example, if you tend to remember only the negative outcomes of a particular type of situation, try recalling positive moments or seeking balanced feedback. Adjusting the narrative can help you develop a more balanced outlook, which can positively influence future decisions. Growth through acceptance and flexibility. Embracing change and being willing to let go of outdated beliefs are hallmarks of psychological resilience. By regularly re-evaluating our perspectives, we create room for growth and adapt to new circumstances more effectively. Psychologists encourage a growth mindset, where challenges are viewed as learning opportunities rather than threats. This mindset makes it easier to accept change, even when it's uncomfortable. An actionable step is to schedule periodic self-reflection sessions to assess personal progress and consider whether any long-held beliefs need updating. Approaching life with a flexible, open attitude enables us to remain resilient, even in times of uncertainty. Conclusion. In essence, this book reveals that our lives are shaped by the power of our thoughts, the habits we cultivate, and the relationships we build. It shows that happiness and fulfillment come from within, by focusing on present awareness, letting go of what we cannot control, and nurturing gratitude for life's simple joys. Through Stoic insights, we learn to remain calm, live simply, and accept reality as it is. Building small, consistent habits strengthens our growth, while relationships thrive on empathy, boundaries, and genuine connection. Understanding human psychology helps us manage biases, embrace feedback, and stay adaptable, guiding us toward wisdom and resilience. By aligning our inner world, thoughts, actions, and emotions, with the values that lead to a meaningful life, we can create a fulfilling journey enriched with peace, love, and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope these insights inspire you to take steps toward building a life of joy, connection, and inner strength. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.